Alright, welcome to Mr. Smarter's music class again, and this time we're talking about making sound and we're talking about our left hand. Our last video we looked at our right hand, and this one we're looking at our left hand. Now again, your right hand is making the sound either by plucking the strings individually or by strumming all or most of the strings. So our left hand is going to be the one that is making the specific notes to make each song, and so we're going to talk about that. Now again, a note to my left-handed players, I still recommend playing the normal way with the head and neck to the left, and I think it actually gives left-handed players, which I'm left-handed by the way, a little bit of an advantage because this is a little more complicated than this is most of the time, and so that's going to be an advantage. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what's happening with my hands. Alright, we're a little bit closer up in the neck, so let's go over a couple things in our left hand. First of all, let's number our fingers. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and thumb. It's pretty easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and thumb. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. If you can count to 4, you can use your fingers. And we count the frets also, we count the spaces. If we play it open, that's 0. This is the first fret, second fret, third fret, and fourth fret. And a lot of times we'll use different fingers on different frets. But there's two different numbers we're talking about here. We're talking about the number of our fingers, then there's the number of the frets. Excuse me, there's three. There's three different numbers. There's the number of our fingers, there's the number of our frets, and then there's the number of our strings. Okay? So, for our first example, we're going to use our first finger on the first string, which is actually the bottom, which is kind of confusing. First finger, first string, and we're going to go to our 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now on my guitar on the top there's a little dot right here. Yours probably has one too. If you're in class it definitely does, but most guitars do. Some guitars even have the dot here. So it's going to be first finger, first string, first dot. That's why we're picking the 5th fret. It's an important fret, but the dot's right here. First finger, first string, first dot. And then the next thing I say is in the middle, not the metal. And what I mean by that is I am pushing down in the middle of the fret where there's a blank space, not on the metal bar, okay? I'm right here, okay? And so I'm using the tip of my finger. Right here you can actually see that line even though I haven't been pushing down that hard. I'm using the tip of my finger right there. And so I'm curving around because I can get a little more pressure, and I'm pushing down basically as hard as I can to get that note to change. And what I'm actually trying to do is stop the vibration on this side of the string and keep the vibration going from this bar over. Okay? So again, first finger, first string, first dot, that's the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the middle, not the metal. I'm using the tip of my finger, and it should sound like this as I pluck the string. Okay? So here's it open, and then here's it on the 5th fret. And then here's 3 sounds for you to listen to so you can self-evaluate. Sound number 1. That means you are muting the string. That means you're touching the string, but you're not pushing down. You're just touching it. And that's going to stop the sound, not change it. So that's sound number 1. That's sound number 1. Sound number 2 is this. And you hear that buzzing? That's called fret buzz. Okay, that means you're pushing down but not quite hard enough, and it's actually vibrating right here against this metal fret bar, and you're getting that kind of nasty buzzing sound. But that's good news because that means you are almost there. If you push down just a little bit harder, listen to what happens. It goes away, and you have a nice clean note, and that's sound number 3. That's the one you're looking for. Okay, so again, to self-evaluate, here's sound number 1. That means you're touching, not pushing down. Sound number 2. That means you're pushing down but not quite hard enough. And then sound number 3, a nice clean note. And you have to push down really hard, and it's going to hurt a little bit. I wouldn't say hurt, maybe uncomfortable. And I'm going to push it down for a second. I'm going to show the camera. Do you see that line on my finger? It leaves a little mark. Now, if I give it a second, it starts to fade, and give it a few more seconds and it goes away. It's not going to hurt you really bad. Your fingers may get sore, but it goes away. But again, first finger, first fret, first dot, in the middle, not the metal, pushing down until you get sound number 3. And ta-da. Once we can do that, we can do a lot of other stuff. All right, now we're off to the races.